Well, hello everyone. Welcome to today's class. I'm your instructor for today. My name is Edison. Hello. Today I'm going to be talking about ACI Report. I'm going to give you some of the essentials, some of the basics dealing with ACI Report. Now you may be wondering, what exactly is ACI Report? Well, it is our appraisal software. It's there in ACI Report where you can compose your appraisal files. ACI Report integrates with a lot of services that allows you to create your files with the maximum efficiency. Now, including reports, you can also do your location maps, flood maps, as well as sketching. All right. Okay, right now on your screen you should be seeing ACI Report even though it's grayed out. But take a look right up here. We do have some icons right here. Now, some are enabled and some are disabled, as you can see right here. Now, I guess what I should do is show you how to create a report. All right. Well, I'm going to do that right now. And there's several ways on how to do that. We have an icon right here that says New Report, or you can go to File, like right over here, and see it says New. You can create your report that way, or if you're the type of person you like those Control keys, well, Control N will do exactly the same thing. Well, I'm going to click on New right over here, left click, and just like that, I'm presented with the New Report window. Now, here in this field, it says right above it, it says Enter File Name for New Report. Now, you can basically enter anything you want. It's alphanumeric. What I like to do is I like to put in, let's see, report, and I'm going to give it today's date. I'm going to put an A on the end. All right. Now I'm going to move my cursor a little lower, and I have a button here called New. I'm going to click on that in a moment, but I'm going to tell you a little bit about this one. This one's called Clone. All right, what's cloning? Well, cloning is basically this. Let's say, for example, you have a report, which I do, and I want to take some information or clone, or better yet, let's call it copy that information from that previous report and place it into this new report. Very simply, that is clone. All right, a little later on in the class, I'm going to show you how to clone a report. But right now, I'm going to click on New. Left click on New. And just like that, my screen or my window has changed. See right here at the very top, select Report Pack. Well, what's a Report Pack, Ed? Well, Report Pack is simply this. Report Pack is like, let's say, for example, you have a folder. All right, now in that folder, you have some files in that folder. Okay, an assortment of files. Very simply, that is a report pack. Now, if I click on my drop down right here, take a look. I have an assortment of report packs, okay, that I can choose from. For example, I'm going to look for my report pack of my choosing. I'm looking for, where is it? I know it's here somewhere. Let's pick this one right here, the 1004 Single Family 2010 UAD. Left click on it. Now, you may be wondering, hey Ed, how do you know that is a 1004 Single Family 2010 UAD? Very good question. We have a button now to answer it. It's called the View Pack Forms List button. Left click on it. All right, screen has changed or the window has changed. See right here, I have a split screen. Now, within this bottom split screen simply are the forms within that 1004 Single Family 2010 UAD. So you can simply review your report pack before you launch it. And you know what? That's the one I want. So I'm going to click on OK. All right, so I have my report pack. Now, right below it, it says Select Report Template. Now, I'm not going to use a template. All right, so I'm going to select none. But a little later on, towards the tail end of my class, I'll be telling you or showing you how to create a template. All right, right below it, select Report Pick List. Well, what's a pick list, Ed? Well, here at ACI, you're going to hear two terms. You're going to hear either pick list or comma responses. Trust me, they mean the same thing. All right, and trust me, a little later on in the class, I'm going to show you how to create a pick list or a comma response later. But right now, I'm just going to click on OK. Left click on OK. And just like, okay, so I'm in my new report, obviously. So what do I need to do? Well, I need to know how to get around. I need to know how to navigate around my report. Well, I'm going to move to the left portion of my screen. See right over here? It's the components list, my personal favorite, okay? I like to use the components list a lot. Why? Well, because I can scroll all the way to the very beginning or the very top of my report, or I can scroll all the way to the down portion of my report as well. And in my case, it'll be my thumbnail sketch or my invoice page. But let's say, for example, I want to go somewhere in the middle, like right over here. Subject photo page. Well, let's say I want to go to my subject photo page. Left click will take me right to my subject property photo addendum page within my report. I have 4 more ways on how to navigate around ACI Report. I'm going to show you another one right now. We're going to go from the upper left portion to the bottom area of your screen. See right here, I have tabs. Now, keep in mind, each tab simply represents a section within ACI Report. For example, if I click on this one that says Sales, left click, takes me to my Sales Comparison section, my comps 1, 2, and trace number 3, as well as my subject property. All right, let's click on one more. Let's make it this one, my Sign tab, which should take me to my, left click, my Signature section right here. Okay, let's click on this section or tab right here. It's called the Subject tab. Takes me to my, right over here, Subject section. All right, so got to show you 3 more. And this one is my third. Okay, see this field is highlighted? Watch what happens when I click on my tab key or tap on my tab key. Tap, tap, tap. Takes me throughout my report, as you can see. That's the third way. 2 more to go. Let's move a little further up right here. I have an arrow pointing to the left, says last page. I have an arrow pointing to the right. It says next page. I'm going to left click on my next page arrow. Take a look. It flips through each and every page within my report, much like a book. Now, if I click on my last page arrows, taking me to my previous pages, right where I started. All right, 1 more to go, and it's this guy right here. I like to call him the jump feature guy. Left click on the jump feature guy. Now, hopefully you see this, all right? We have images that are appearing on the screen, and right below those images are some descriptions or titles of those forms. So, let's say, for example, I want to go to this one right here. Hopefully you can see it, the 1004 MC. All I have to do is put my cursor on that image, left double click. It jumps me to my market condition addendum in my report. And those are the 5 ways on how to navigate around ACI Report. So I showed you how to navigate. Might as well show you how to simply add as well as remove forms within ACI Report. Okay. All right, I'm going to click on my 1004 UAD, taking me back to where I originally started. Because like I said, I'm going to show you how to add and remove forms by going to File, right here in the upper left portion. Left click on File. And I'm going to scroll down somewhere in the middle, right over here, Add/Remove Forms. That's the one I want to go to. Left click. And here I am. I'm at my Pack Creator Add/Remove Forms. Okay? Now do me a big favor. Disregard this report that shows itself behind my Pack Creator. All right? I'll be going to that a little later, but we're going to stay focused on the Pack Creator. Why? Well, because the Pack Creator is divided in 2. We have the Forms pool, and we have a lot of forms having a great time in that pool. Okay? Now over here we have the current report. This is the report that I was previously in. All right, so very simply, I just want to add a form to my current report. Well, let's pick this 1007 rent survey, which I left clicked on. See, it's highlighted. Now I have an arrow pointing to my current report. Left click on it, sends that 1007 rent survey to my current report. But where is it? Well, it's right here at the bottom. That's where it is. So just because my 1007 rent survey is at the bottom of my report doesn't mean it has to stay there. Oh no. Right now it's highlighted. I have an up and down arrow key where I can simply reposition it as you see, and I'm going to send that 1007 right underneath my 1004 market conditions addendum. Now you know if it's that simple in adding a form to my report, you know it's got to be that simple in removing forms from my report. For example, I have my extra map page 1, 2, and trace number 3. So left click on extra map page number 1. Going to click on the arrow pointing to the pool, splash into the pool. Number 2, splash. Number 3, belly flop, splash into the pool. All right. So I have my current report just the way I want it. I might as well save my report. So let's go to the button right here that's called Save Report. Left click on it. So I'm back into my original report, remember? Now let's go take a look at my components list right underneath my 1004 MC. Here's my 1007 rent survey. Left click on it. There it is. My 1007 rent survey in my report. Okay? Now I'm going to show you something else that's relatively easy. That's simply inserting images in your report. I'm going to scroll all the way down on my components list, all right? I'm going to go right to, once again, my thumbnail sketch. I'm going to left click on my thumbnails. All right, so I'm at my thumbnail sketch. I simply have to get my images. All right. Now to do that, I'm going to go to the upper left portion of my screen, and I'm going to left click on View. Left click on View. Then I'm going to go down to Gallery. Left click on Gallery. All right. Now once I'm in my gallery, there are several ways on how to get my images. For example, this way right here. Open Gallery from Report. All right. Let's say, for example, I happen to have my images in a previous report, and I want to take those images from that previous report. This is the one I'm going to choose. Open Gallery from Report. Next one over. Open Gallery from Canister. Well, what's a canister? Canister is simply this. Canister is nothing more than a component, a device where you can actually save or keep your images. Next one over, open gallery from folder. All right, I'm sure you know what a folder is, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Haha. If you have your images saved in a folder, you can get them that way. And that's where I'm going to go in a few moments. Next one over, open gallery from memory card. Once again, if you happen to save your images, you have them stored in a memory card, this is the one you're going to choose. Now, last but not least, open gallery from Twain. Now, Twain doesn't mean Mark Twain. Ha, ha, ha. No, it means scanner. All right? If you happen to scan your images and you want to get those images that have been scanned, this is the one you're going to choose. Open gallery from Twain. All right. I'm going to go back to this one. Open gallery from folder. And I'm going to, open gallery from folder. There I am. Left click on it. And here it is. All right, my images. I have 3 of them. So I'm going to left click on the first one, hold down the shift key, tap the right arrow 2 times. 1, 2, all 3 of them are highlighted. Click on open, and you know what? They're sent right to my gallery. Okay, great. So now all I have to simply do is drag and drop them into my thumbnail sketch, which I'm going to do right now. Hold down my left click on subject front view, drag and release. Drop. Okay, same thing with the subject rear view. Hold on my left click, drag and drop. Waiting. There it is. Okay, street scene. Hold on my left click, drag and drop. Hey, that was a lot quicker. All right, so I have my 3 images in my thumbnail sketch. I don't need my gallery anymore. Let's get rid of it, okay? Be gone. All right, so I showed you how to simply insert those images into your report. It's only fair I show you how to edit your images while they're in your report. I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to actually use my subject street scene. I'm going to put my cursor on it, left double click. All right, I'm in my image edit mode. Now keep in mind, when you're in the image edit mode, you can do a good amount of things. You can print out your image, you can zoom, pause it right there. You know why? Because zoom really means edit. I'm going to show you that in a moment. Now next one over, label. Well, label means label. Let's say, for example, you want to place a label on your image. This is the one you're going to choose, label. You can change the tone. You can rotate your image. You can do a resize, grayscale, or give it a blur. All right, let's say, for example, you want to blur out an object or an image within your image. Okay, let's say maybe it's a license information. You just want to blur it out. This is the one you're going to choose, blur. Okay, let's go back to zoom. Left click on zoom, because you know why? I want to crop out a good portion of this road, that's why. So let's go back to zoom. Left click on zoom. All right, so since I want to crop out a good portion of that road, I'm going to start right here in the upper left portion of my image. Hold down my left click, and I'm going to do a little drag, and you can see that box that's being created as I'm dragging my mouse. Release my left click. Just like that. Okay, the box stays intact. Now, keep in mind, everything outside of the box is going to be cropped out. Everything inside the box is what? Going to be contained, obviously. All right, let's click on zoom in. That's the preview that I'm going to get. Now, keep in mind, this is my previous image with the entire road. All right, let me tell you this. It's only editing the image that is in your report, not your actual raw image that you took with your camera. So I just wanted to tell you that while I click on OK. Left click on OK. Left click on OK again, and just like that, my image of my subject street scene has been edited in ACI Flash. All right, so very simply, that is how you can edit your images as well as inserting your images. Relatively easy, very easily done, isn't it? Yes, I think so. All right, so what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to close out of this report. Okay, so I'm going to go to File, and I'm going to go to Close, and I don't need to save it, but thank you for asking, because I want to go to this report, all right? Because the next area I want to tell you about is UAD compliance window, all right? I'm going to go to my tabs right here in the bottom. I'm going to click on my sales tab right there. All right, so I want to show you, like I said, the UAD compliance window. I want to show you how to change your data set while you're in your report. For example, see right here, location. See right here for my subject, B, semicolon, com, semicolon. Well, I want to change it. All right, so I'm going to left click on this field right here with B semicolon, com semicolon, and take a look right here. I have a green ball with a greater than sign. All right, put my cursor on it. It says this field has UAD extensions. You better believe it. Left click on that green ball with the greater than sign, and look what happens. I'm presented with my UAD compliance window. Now, once you're in the UAD compliance window, in my case, it's divided in two. I have my location, and you can see right here, location rating, beneficial, location type, commercial. All right, this portion is the data set that I'm going to be changing. Now over here is the UAD guidance section. It's here where it basically gives you an overview, a description of the UAD data set that you're going to be changing. For example, let's go back to location rating. Beneficial, click on the drop down. No more, it's going to be neutral. Okay, and over here, N stands for neutral. It's just that easy. Let's go to location. Type, that is. All right, I'm going to select residential. Residential is going to be considered res. All right, so I changed my data set, click on OK, and just like that, I have N semicolon res semicolon. It's just that easy in ACI Report. All right, so I showed you a little bit about UAD compliance window, changing your UAD data set. Now, remember I promised, I told you I was going to tell you about common responses, pick list. Well, I'm a man of my word, going to do that right now. I'm going to click on my subject tab right here at the bottom, left click. All right, and see this information right here? I'm going to left click on this field. All right, well, I'm going to show you a little bit about common responses and pick lists. Because let's say, for example, you happen to have some data, and you find out that you have to keep typing this redundant data over and over again. That's why it's redundant. Now, pick list, common responses makes your job a lot easier. Okay, I'm going to show you how to do that right now. For example, I'm going to highlight this data. Okay, and see right here I have a drop down. It says there are common responses for this field. What does that mean, Ed? Well, the great thing about common responses or pick lists, you can have as many as you want. It's either called linked or multiple common responses. So I'm going to make an additional common response, okay? So I have my data highlighted. Now all I'm going to do, I'm going to go up to where it says edit right here at the upper left portion, left click on it. Whoops, shift it over, there we go, edit, that's where I'm supposed to be. Common responses, that's where I want to be. Click on add, left click. This is where I want to be too. Okay, identifier number 3. What does that mean? Well, remember a moment ago I told you you can have as many common responses or pick lists as you want. It's either called linked or multiple common responses. And this one is my third. All right, now right here, data. Okay, that's the data that I highlighted within that field. It's placed within this field window as well. Now, description. Okay, basically what it does is it takes the first portion of that line and kind of plops it right here within the description, okay? Now I'm going to leave mine at DOM 135, but I'm going to give it a B on the end. I have my common response set up. Let's save it. Left click on save. Left click on close. There we go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply get rid of this data. Highlight, delete, it's gone. Now I'm going to go to that drop down arrow for that common response. It says there are common responses for this field. You better believe it. And there it is. Now I have this one right here because this is one I created. Remember I put the B on the end? I'm going to left click on it. There's my common response, all right, right within my field. All right, so you can see it's very easily done in creating a common response or pick list, all right? They both mean the same thing in ACI Report. All right, right now I'm going to tell you about the Review Master, all right? Now running the Review Master, these rules will help to ensure that your files are complete, correct, and in USPAP compliant. There are general rules files as well as vendor specific, so you can always check your files prior to sending your reports. Now there are a specific rule set as well. For example, for the UAD files, we have the UAD validation, and these are updated as the GSEs make their changes to the rule set. Why? Well, so you're always in compliant. That's why. Okay, so I told you a little bit about the Review Master. I'm going to actually run the Review Master right now. All right, we have an icon right here at the upper left portion. It says Review Master, but if you want to go to Tools, see right here, Review Master, or you can do Control-Shift-R will do exactly the same thing. Well, I'm going to click on Review Master right here, left click. All right, now, rules file, I have set for me the UAD validation. All right, but if you have a client and they're requesting a specific rules file, click on the drop down. We have an assortment of rules files that you can choose from right here. Well, I'm going to stay with my UAD validation. I'm going to simply click on Run. Left click on Run. Wait a few moments. As you see, the Review Master, it's actually analyzing my report. And in a few momentos, I should be getting my result, which I have right here. All right, so I have warning 0, very good. I have others 15, okay, acknowledge 0, but take a look at this one, errors 1. Well, that one error has caused me to fail, all right? So in order to pass my Review Master process, I need to take care of this one error. All right, so I'm going to take care of it right now simply by clicking on OK. Left click on OK. And see the split screen right here? It actually gives me a bullet outline of the areas that need attention. And it says within this bluish color band, it says the UAD validation, just in case you're not sure you're using the right rules file, which I am. Now, right underneath it, it says errors. These items must be corrected to receive a pass. And then right underneath it, I have a bullet. It says appraiser signature is blank. Well, silly me, I forgot to sign my report. I'm going to sign it right now. You can search your entire report and look for that one section, that one area that says signature, or you can do it the easy way, because each and every bullet, if you left double click on it, will take you to that location. And you know what? My signature is blank. So let's sign my report, shall we? Great. All right, first I'm going to get rid of my split screen right here by clicking on the little box in the upper left corner, and I'm going to click on an icon right here that's called Sign Report. Or you can go to Tools, left click on Tools, Sign Report right here, or if you really like those control keys, Control-Shift-S will do exactly the same thing. Let's click on Sign Report right here. Now, I'm going to enter in my password, all right? Now, every digital signature that's created by ACI has a password protection. So I'm going to left click on OK. So far, so good. Now, am I the appraiser or the supervisory appraiser? I'm the appraiser. I'm going to click on Sign. All right, there's Joe Appraiser. Now I'm going to click on Done. And there's my Joe Appraiser signature right there, as well as the date I signed it, which is today's date. All right, so I have my report signed. Let's run that review master process once again, shall we? Okay, now I'm going to go to the upper left portion once again. I'm going to left click on review master, left click. All right, I'm going to stay with my UAD validation rules file and click on Run. The review master is analyzing my report, and I should get my results in a few momentos, which I just did. Okay, so I passed my review master process. I can continue on. All right, so I'm going to click on OK. Now you can see here I have my others, which is 15, but overall, like I said, I passed. Click on OK. All right, I don't need my split screen anymore, so I can close out of my split screen. All right, so I showed you simply how to go through the review master process as well as signing your report. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to send your report to your client. Now, there are several ways on how to send your report to your client. I'm going to show you one way, which is using your email provider. Okay, to do that, all you have to do is go to File up here in the upper left portion, left click on File, and then go down to Send right over here, and then moving over to Report right over here, left click on Report. All right, it says Updating ACI Track. Well, what's ACI Track? ACI Track is our simple order database program. It's there where you can enter in your client's information as well as your appraiser's information. ACI Track is great because, like I said, you can enter in your client's information, your appraiser's information, and then when you want to utilize that information of your client or your appraiser, you have it in ACI Track. For example, send to client. Well, like I said, if I have my information entered into ACI Track, click on my drop-down. There you go. There are my clients right there. So if I wish to select Land Safe Appraisal Service, all I have to do is left click on it, click on Next, continue moving forward, and this report will be sent to Land Safe Appraisal Service. Great. Okay, because I utilize my ACI Track, my order database system. But let's say, for example, you didn't utilize ACI Track, your order database system, and you need to send it to a client. Well, all you're going to do is click on this one right here, Send to Other. Okay, and click on Next. In my case, left click. All right, now you have to make this decision. All right, what type of profile do you wish to send to your client? Do you wish to send it to your client in a standard ACI rapid file profile, or click on the drop down? We have an assortment of profiles you can choose from right here. For example, I like to choose the PDF Adobe Acrobat file. Left click on it. All right. Now, depending on the service that you have, okay, if you have Microsoft Outlook, you can select that service. Or let's say, for example, you happen to have another email provider that you wish to send it to. Maybe it's Hotmail, maybe it's Yahoo, etc., etc. You can actually attach your report to that email provider as well. All right. I'm going to stay with Outlook 98/Exchange and click on Finish. Okay, this is very important, the print components list. Now, you have to make a decision. Do you want to send your entire report to your client, or do you wish to send maybe a portion of your report to your client? Because take a look right here. These are the components, and these are the checks in front of the components, basically stating that the entire report is going to be converted, in my case, a PDF Adobe Acrobat file. Well, I don't want to send my entire report to my client, so I'm going to deselect all and then just cherry pick through a few of these components. All right? And then what I would normally do, I would click on OK. It will take those 3 components in my report and convert them, in my case, to Adobe PDF Acrobat file. Well, should I say that again? PDF Adobe Acrobat file, that's the better order. But it will take my report, convert it over, and attach it to my Microsoft Outlook so I could send it to my client. And like I said, if you're not using Outlook, don't worry. You can still attach it to any email provider. All right? Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to clone your report as well as create a template in ACI Report. All right? But you got to bear with me because I got to close out of this report. So I'm going to click on Cancel. And I'm going to close out of this report. Okay, now cloning a report is great because let's say, for example, there's some previous report out there that you want to take that data and place it in your new report. Well, you'll want to clone it. So let me show you first how to create the report that I'm going to use to clone to. All right, so let's go to New. And I'm going to give it a name. I'm going to call it Clone. And I'm going to give it today's date, which is 05/08/2015. And I'm not going to click on New. I already showed you that. I'm going to click on Clone because I want to take it from a previous report. Remember? Yeah. So let's click on Clone. Now, the report pack you wish to choose, it's entirely up to you. I am going to choose my 1004 Single Family 2010 UAD. All right, left click on it. All right, so I have my report pack. Now I'm going to click on OK. Left click on OK. All right, now the important part. Where's that report I want to clone from? Well, I know I have a report that says Ed at the beginning, so I'm going to pick this report right here, Ed's 1004 UAD Test Report. All right, and click on OK. All right, I'm at the components list again. All right, now it's entirely up to you far as what you wish to clone from. Now see right here though, see my order component as well as my invoice component. They're unchecked. Why is that? Well, keeping the invoice and the order component unchecked actually keeps your file lister in sync. Now, the rest of the components that are sandwiched in between the order and the invoice component, it's entirely up to you if you wish to clone that entire report, or you can do what I'm doing right now. Deselect all. I'm going to do a little cherry picking of these 3 components only, and then click on OK. Left click on OK. And then just wait for the process to grab that data from my previous report and send it, clone it, copy it to my new report, which it just did, just that fast. All right, see right here, you know this is my new report because it's called Clone and today's date that I have for this report. And here's the information that has been cloned into. All right, let's take a look at a few more things like my sales comparison grid. Yep, I have that too. Comps 1, 2, and 3 comps. All right, comparables. Yep, I have my comps. So that is how you can clone a report in ACI Report. Now, let me not forget on how to show you how to create a template in ACI Report as well. All right, so to do that, I need to close out of this report, believe it or not. Closing. Be gone. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to create a template in ACI Report. Well, before you can create a template, you simply need to first create a report. So what I need first, I need to create my report. So let's do that, okay? Let's go to the icon that says New Report, okay? And you know what? I'm going to call this report Temp. Okay, I'm going to give it today's date as well, 2015, and I'm going to click on New. There we go. And I'm going to click on the drop down because I need to select my report pack, okay? So let's select that report pack, and I'm going to select my 1004 UAD. All right, and I'm not going to use the template that I previously have because I'm going to create a new template. So let's select None right now and click on OK right now. Left click on OK. Wait a few moments while it's creating my report, and here it is. So I have my report, but now I want to add the data to my report so I can create my template. No problem. I'm just going to actually apply a little bit of information into this field. It says refinance, no sales contract exists. Okay, and put a little X right here as well. Okay, so I have my brief information for my template. Let's save this report as a template. Simply by going to File, left click on File, go to Save As, and I'm going to move my cursor over, and I'm not going to create a report. I already showed you that. I need to show you how to create a template. So let's select Template, left click on Save as Template, and here we go. Once again, I'm using my 1004 Single Family 2010 UAD. Now I need to give this template a description. So let's call it Refi. There we go, Refi. Click on OK. There we go. All right, so I created my template. Now, let's utilize my template. So let's close out of this report. Left click on File. Left click on Close. Now, let's create the report where I'm going to utilize my template. All right, so let's go back to the icon that says New Report. There it is. And I'm just simply going to just type Report. And once again, give it today's date. And I believe it's 08-2015. And I'm going to put my initials on the end, EGR, all right? And I'm going to click on New, left click on New. All right, now I need to look for my report pack. Do you remember what it is? It was this one right here, the 1004 Single Family 2010 UAD, left click on it. All right, so I have my template, but this isn't the one, not Temp 2. Click on my drop down. It's this one right here, Refi. That's the one I'm going to use. Click on OK. And that's the one that's going to be applied to my report. Here it is. Refinance, no sales contract exists with the X right here. And you know this is my report I just created. Why? Because I put my initials right here, EGR. That's my initials. Well, that was a lot of information, I'm sure, but I hope you were able to grasp it. And that concludes this class relating to ACI Report Basics class. Showed you a little bit of how to create a template, clone a report, edit templates, things of that nature. I'm sure it was very helpful. If it wasn't, please give us a call. Be more than happy to help you out. Take care. Bye-bye.